Roots of history run deep through Stafford, Virginia. We've raised leaders, featured artists, and honored those heroes among us. We've learned from the battles fought, and we look to the future with hope. We take this time to focus on what makes us exceptional, while constantly remembering where we came from. We're always open to fresh ideas and innovation, and savor all of the flavor at our fingertips. We find inspiration in our craftsmanship, and there's always a hidden gem around every corner. Find yours. Rediscover Stafford.
Welcome to KFL Tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. It's had a great week. It's Wednesday night, getting ready for another weekend of fishing. A lot of fishing going on this weekend. I believe this weekend's the East-West Harbor event over at KBF. And then you've got Pickwick this weekend, I think, from Bass. We only have one game with the KFL. It's going to be a good game, too, by the way. Big playoff implications going on with the KFL. So looking forward to that matchup. It is going to be Norfolk Privateers at home versus the Tar Heel Lunkers. And, man, they're fishing on the Chickahominy River, the famed Chickahominy River, which is off the James River. Beautiful area. A lot of big bass in there. Surprisingly, a lot of big bass. I think the Elite Series Open was there. The Bass Open was there just recently, about a month ago. And, they did pretty well. A lot of big bags up there. So if you can get on them, you can get on them. It's a great fishery. So, but yeah, it's KFL Tonight. We're going to kind of preview that matchup and also talk now really about playoffs. Playoffs, yes, playoffs for the KFL. It's coming up. You've got week 5 coming up, and the schedule it's going to be pretty interesting to see how these teams shake out here. I'm going to show the schedule here, the remaining games, and let's see how this is all going to shake out. In regards to these teams are fighting for playoff position. So. If you look here, again, the Tar Heel Lunkers and against Norfolk Privateers, both of them by any means is not out of it right now, but Tar Heel definitely needs to kind of win out to have a chance. Washington Warhawks, this is the week of August 7th. Washington Warhawks are 0-3 going against Motor City Ambassadors. They're going to try to be a playoff spoiler, trying to give them a loss at home. But Motor City's 3-0, looking really, really good ahead of the North Division, fishing their home waters. It's going to be tough matchup to beat. Indianapolis Knights are going to Alabama Hammers. Alabama Hammers are just, they're in firm control of the South right now, both 3-0 and in the points lead in terms of that. So they can really solidify their position, maybe get home field advantage throughout the playoffs for Alabama, which Neely Henry, you're finding out that is very, very important. But Alabama's looking really, really good for the playoff picture. Rhode Island Rebels need to maintain their win streak. They are at 3-1 right now, taking on Pennsylvania Bronzebacks, which is 1-3. And they are, at home. Let's see how Rhode Island travels. They've stayed around that area. They've been to Massachusetts. They've been at home. I don't think they've gone too far out of their area. I think they went to Bay State, went to Mass. They lost against Mass at that 43-second buzzer. It was too late, and then they've maintained position at home. But now they're going to fish the Susquehanna River at the Pennsylvania Bronzebacks. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see how that works out. Bay State Attack versus Massachusetts Maulers. This is a back-to-back home and home series between these two. Massachusetts Maulers did take the victory last week against Bay State. The Maulers are looking good for the playoffs. We'll look at the playoff picture here in a minute, but they're trying to maintain the momentum and basically make the playoffs, obviously, if not a wild card deal. So we'll see how all that shakes out. Arkansas Hogs versus Louisiana Hurricanes. This is a very interesting matchup because Arkansas got their first win. Now they're going to need some help. Obviously, they need to beat Louisiana, but they're going to need some help late in the schedule. But this matchup it is to keep their playoff hopes alive. They absolutely need this. They just signed on Garrett Morgan, which is a great sign on for the Arkansas Hogs. Louisiana Hurricanes turn around and sign Jeremy Baker, which is going to be a different. It's a Jeremy with a Y on their team as well. So they're fishing at Caddo Lake. So, I mean, again, Louisiana knows Caddo like the back of their hand. It's going to be very interesting to see what Arkansas do. If Arkansas can go to Louisiana by any means and take that victory, their season's still alive, believe it or not. So that is going to be interesting. So, again, keep an eye on that. Tar Heel Lunkers, after their matchup this week, they go to Carolina Castors. In-state rivalry here. Again, if both these teams need victories to have any sort of chance, but this is going to be the famed Jordan Lake, which, by the way, is now, I believe, a top 10 bass lake that was on bassmaster.com. It was named top 10 bass lake. So that's pretty cool. And then the Florida Copperheads come up to Norfolk Privateers. Try to be the spoiler alert against Norfolk, but that's going to be a fun matchup. The famed Conrad Benetti coming up against the famed Robert Brown. So that's going to be a fun matchup to see what happens there. So that's your schedule coming up for August 7th. And it's going to be fun to watch to see what happens there. Now, I do want to show the playoff picture here. And this is what it's all about, guys. I mean, you guys know this. Everything leads to the playoffs when it comes to this. So this is the playoff picture. This is the current playoff picture we've got. And out of the North, you see that Motor City Ambassadors right now are 3-0. But here's the deal. If Motor City Ambassadors lose and they go 3-1, right? And if Rhode Island Rebels win at Pennsylvania, and if Massachusetts Maulers wins, right, we've got a very interesting situation because if Mass wins, they're ahead because of a head-to-head against Rhode Island. They take the spot over Rhode Island. If Rhode Island wins and Motor City Ambassadors win and Massachusetts loses, then Rhode Island Rebels actually take the top spot and has home field advantage so far through the playoffs. They take the number 1 spot. So then the question would be between Motor City and Massachusetts. If Massachusetts wins and Motor City loses, then actually Motor City will host the wild card game against the Mauler. So again, that's how it all works out. It's very interesting how it's all going to flow. Again, I mean, Motor City just needs to keep on winning because their win-loss spread is not as much. They're at 58.25. Rhode Island Rebels is at 166. Since they don't play head-to-head, the win-loss spread does count. But with Rhode Island losing to Massachusetts earlier this year, that game between Rhode Island and Mass at the end of the year is going to be huge because that will determine a playoff position or maybe somebody gets kicked out. West Virginia needs some losses here. I mean, West Virginia needs to root for Pennsylvania. West Virginia needs to root for Bay State, so that way Rhode Island and Massachusetts both loses, and that way Appalachian anglers are back into the playoff hunt, and they will have the tiebreaker between Massachusetts and West Virginia because of their win-loss spread. But I mean, they're all right there. So anyway, that's pretty interesting. So West Virginia's not out of it. Indianapolis just needs to keep on winning, and they're not completely out of it with 2 losses either. So it's going to be very interesting how this all shakes out, especially if Indianapolis goes to Alabama and wins. That makes things very, very interesting out of the North. And then if you go to the South, Alabama hammers 3-0 Again, just absolutely dominating the win-loss spread at 275.5. Lone Star Bandits are 3-0 as well, with a pretty good win-loss spread. Now, they also will be taking on Louisiana on August 8th for a makeup match, August 8th, Sunday. So that matchup is very important for both teams as well. So Lone Star and Louisiana, again, they're going to be matching up, and again, Lone Star could be 4-0. I mean, who knows? But I mean, it's going to be between Lone Star and Alabama, and the Norfolk Privateers. Again, they're 2-0, but they have a pretty good win-loss spread as well, 142.5. So you've got undefeated teams right now in the South. They have pretty much firm control of their playoff picture, and honestly, they can afford a loss. One of them can afford a loss because the next tier is the Southeast Texas Rough Riders. They have 2 losses and all the way down. Each other team has 2 losses. So these guys just need to keep the pedal to the metal. They need to keep winning. They've got firm control so far out of that area. So going to be a lot of fun. So Jeremy Baker says that Arkansas better bring it. Yeah, and Carlos Estrada says, let's go. Man, I just need one more. Needed one more last week. Yes, Carlos Estrada was on fire last week, no doubt about it, man. That was a tough loss by Southeast, man, but that was a great matchup. But speaking of last week, we're going to go ahead and go into the scores from last week, kind of doing a little bit of a recap of what happened last week. If you missed KFL Tonight from last Sunday, we're going to go into last week, and then we're going to have some people on. What's up, Justin? How's everybody doing? Some people on talking about their matchups coming up in the next week. So let's go ahead and look at the scoreboard from last week and kind of talk about it. Man. Some people want to reminisce, some people do not. But this is going to be this week's matchup. Again, week 4.5 is what we call it. The Tar Heel Lunkers at Norfolk Privateers. We're going to get Mr. Robert Brown on, talk about his team. Robert's actually not fishing this weekend. I'm actually surprised at that. But he's got some river guys that understand that river, has a better opportunity to fish that river. So he's making the coach's decision and benching himself and fishing some pretty strong anglers. And the anglers fishing for Norfolk, let me see if I can remember correctly. It is Ray Montez. It is going to be Nathan Green, Jesse Wade, and Travis Belcher are going to be fishing for Norfolk Privateers. And I think it's Mike Wimmer, Dontrell Sullivan, Jeremy Hicks, and Justin Faircloth, who are fishing for Tar Heel Lunkers. Guys, that's off the top of my head. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. So, but let's talk about this matchup right now and see what is in store for the Tar Heel Lunkers and the Norfolk Privateers. We've got the one and only, the Jig Masters with us. What's going on?
Man, what's going on, G-Man?
Man.
Hey, KFL, I apologize for my tardiness. My husbandry duties had to get done, and I was running behind.
That's okay, brother. That's okay, man. Well, listen, man, like we were talking about the playoff picture. You guys are firm control in the playoff picture right now. You guys are sitting second, which is a wild card game, against, believe it or not, Lone Star Bandits. That's a heck of a travel between the two teams, but you guys are, in firm control of the playoff picture there. And man, those teams could flip-flop. It could determine if you guys go to Texas or Texas comes to you. So that's a big deal, right?
Huge deal.
Big deal. Yeah, huge deal. That's 1,000 or 1,500 miles between the two of you guys. But let's talk about the matchup against Tar Heel Lunkers, man. I believe you guys have faced the Carolina Casters this year. You have not faced the Tar Heel Lunkers, correct?
We have faced the Casters and not the Lunkers as of yet.
Correct. What made you choose Chickahominy, man?
You want the truth or you want to lie?
I want the truth. I can't handle the truth.
So, honestly, man, I was 100% against Chickahominy because, it's one of the places here, one of the very few bodies of water here that I don't catch big fish there. I catch, average to smaller size fish there. So, but everybody on my team loves it. And Chick River during the summertime, the heat, man, Chick River produces fish for everybody, obviously for everybody except for me. So, I took a back seat and listened to my team and listen to them on where we're going to put them guys. We chose not to put Washington on Chick River because we felt like the Washington team was more adept at fishing tidal fisheries.
Yep.
Than Florida or both the Carolina teams. So that was why we chose to put the Lunkers there, vice the Casters, the Copperheads, or the Warhawks.
Well, let's get one of your guys on here.
Yes, sir.
What is going on, man?
How's it going, man?
It's
I'm gonna
the other
apologize
guy
in advance because I live a couple miles away from a naval runway, so you're gonna hear F-16s in the background.
That's okay. This is the famed Jesse Wade from Norfolk Privateers, man, getting his KFL debut this weekend on the Chick. Man, talk about it, buddy. I mean, let's go.
So, I mean, it's one of those bodies of water that you can hear or zero depending on your timing, big time. Like if you're 5 minutes off, you can look like a punk. If you hit it just right, you can sack them up quick. I'm sure North Carolina's done homework. They watched all the coverage of the Bassmaster Open.
Yep.
Totally different river than what it was at that time of the year.
Oh, way different.
But yeah, the guys have been up there. I decided when I went up to look at the river, to look at some of my areas, I left all my rods at home and just went on electronics. The fish are sitting where I want them to be. And I've got all kinds of confidence if they're sitting there and they're set up like they were, I should be able to do my thing pretty well. And it sounds like everybody else on the team is whacking and stacking them just as well.
Man, talk about the advantage. I mean, for those who don't know, I mean, again, the Chick it is definitely a tidal river, man. Talk about the advantage of that, because how hard and how difficult a tidal fishery can really be. I mean, it's just.
I mean, like I said, it's 100% timing. There are aggressive fish. If you've done your homework, there's Florida strain fish in that river. So not only are you dealing with tides, if there's any kind of temperature change, they're a lot more finicky. But I think the biggest advantage we have is we've got time on the water. Just like any body of water, we've seen a lot of conditions. We've seen a lot of things. We've made the mistakes already. So we can adapt on the fly quicker to what we're seeing with the conditions we're given. The biggest thing that I don't know if North Carolina realizes that I just found out the other day is there's a 200 boat field going out of Osborne Landing, which is the same landing they use for Bassmaster Open.
Yeah.
And I'm from history of big tournaments like that, there's going to be at least half those boats that come down to the Chickahominy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 100 extra friends that we get for the tournament.
Oh, Lord. That is no fun at all. Yeah. Yeah, that's no fun. But, I mean, hey, kayaks can get in places that other bass boats can't. So you got to utilize that advantage, man. But you're right. It's going to be tough. Very, very tough. So talk about, I mean, Jesse, your team now with Robert, 2-0, firm control, in the South, in the playoff picture, man. Tar Heel Lunkers are a great team. I mean, they've proven they've shown. They've gone to Florida. They showed themselves pretty well. They had a little struggle, I think, in Alabama, but at home they did pretty well, man. I mean, this is not a team that you can take lightly, man.
I don't just because of the showings that have happened. I mean, you look at us, we're 2-0, and we've had some tough conditions. Our team faced your team on tough conditions.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a team in this league that, if given the opportunity, can't kick another team's in the teeth on any given day.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, man, because, I mean, Robert, I think you've said it yourself. I don't think your team has really shown your potential yet.
Not at all, man. I mean, the first matchup was on Falls Lake.
Right.
And for most of our team, it was the first time there. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's your first time there. You bass fish, you know how to break water down. And it was tough, man. It was post-frontal conditions, and there was like a million. I've never been on a lake before and had as many pleasure boaters as we saw during that tournament. I mean, you would have thought you were in 5-foot waves. You'd have thought you were in weather. You'd have thought you were in 30 mile per hour wind with 5-foot waves, just with the wakes from all the wakeboarders, the jet skis.
It sounds like Lake Anna 2.0.
Yeah, man. It was, for me, honestly, just for me, I can't speak for anybody else. It was an eye opener because I've never fished in those conditions before, ever. And it was just crazy, especially the
somebody
thing
passed away that weekend, right? Like at your boat ramp.
Somebody fell out of their boat. Well, actually, somebody jumped out of the boat to grab something that fell out, and they never came up in that tournament. And the police and the I don't want to say Coast Guard, whoever it is that comes out there, they were
rescue.
Yeah, local search and rescue. Man, they were dredging the sound right there in the area. They shut it down, turned it into a no wake zone, which improved the conditions for fishing, but it was just a terrible circumstance,
Yeah.
And that was that. That was a tough tournament. CKA had a tournament that same day on that water, and I think there were 2 limits caught, and I want to say the limit that won it was like 72 inches.
They
had 60, I think it was 65 kayaks in their tournament, and then there was a 150 bass boat tournament that went out. It was a tough fishing day. And then you were there for Chesden, man. It was post that tropical storm, man. The water was chocolate milk. The temperature had dropped like 10 degrees. The water temperature literally dropped like 10 degrees. And it was tough conditions, man. But my team hasn't showed what they can do yet, but you'll see it.
Speaking of your another teammate, Ray Montez, what's going on, buddy?
That's the OG right there.
Well, Ray and Jesse are both making their KFL debut, man. Ray, talk about the KFL. What made you join? And then, man, you got a match up on Chickahominy, and how confident are you in that body of water, man?
Well, actually, Jesse is the one who actually, talked me into joining KFL. And, with the Chickahominy, I'm still learning tidal waters.
Yeah.
I'm more of a finesse guy, if anything. And actually, the first time I ever fished the Chick River was last weekend. So, but I did like what I saw. I have a lot of experience in tidal waters and saltwater. So, hopefully it translates to bass.
Yeah, it works just like it. You have in going out and going tides. Those fish have to go somewhere, on the high tide and the low tide. So it works just like it. We're going to get your guys' opponent on this weekend. His name is Dontrell Sullivan. What's going on, man? Doing his business on the water. Are you pre-fishing right now, man?
No, just at a neighborhood pond messing around.
Okay. Gotcha, man. When are you guys heading up?
I will be there Friday evening after I get off work.
Gotcha.
One of our guys is going to be there Friday afternoon. He's going to do some pre-fishing for us.
Well, there you go.
But everybody else is going to be getting there Friday night, I believe.
It should pattern the exact same as that pond.
Well, I doubt it.
Well, I'll tell you straight up, Dontrell did some business up here at the Potomac River, man. He understands tidal fisheries, man. So, that was a natural selection for sure, for you to get up there, man. But, talk about your experience on the Potomac and how you're going to try to apply that at the Chickahominy, man.
I assume it's going to be just the same as the Potomac or close to it. I'm just going to kind of get out there and see how it is. The Chick looks like it has just about the same amount of vegetation as Potomac, or at least where I was in the Potomac. So I'm going to go out and mess around, see if I can get there early enough Friday to at least look around in my spot where I'm going to be launching from, and see if the same thing applies, with the tidal coming in and out, and how that's going to affect how the levels where the vegetation is.
Well, you're going to be surprised when you go to the Chick and you find out that it's going to be completely different what you think, bro. Because it is Caddo with a river, man.
I will, because you're coming up late, man. I'll give you a heads up. It does not at all fish like Potomac.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, we've got another guy on your team, Dontrell. Mike Wimmer, what's going on, buddy? From Tar Heel Lunkers. What's going on?
Hey, gents, can you hear me okay?
We sure can, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for having the show on tonight. So, really enjoy your guys' broadcasting when I'm not fishing.
No problem, man.
Those
All right,
Norfolk
man.
guys aren't on here, right? Are they
They
right now?
are absolutely on here, and they're talking about how they're going to absolutely beat you guys down like it's nobody's business, man.
I hope so, because we're following them wherever they go.
I tell you what, Mike, man, you need to come follow me. Come follow me.
I want to catch fish.
Well, then you definitely don't want to follow me if you want to catch fish.
No, I don't fish with jigs either. So you're the jig master, man. I don't like that. That jig fishing is too hard. So
Man, I got 8 jig rods, and that's all I throw.
This is true.
Hey, I got 8 drop shot rods, so that's all I throw.
Oh man, you're gonna be in trouble.
Because I'm slow and lazy. Yeah. Is Don Trell? Is he out there fishing right now?
He is. He's fishing.
Well, he's not fishing the chick right now. He's fishing the local pond. He's trying to get his confidence up right now. So when he hits the chick on Friday, he's good to go. Or Saturday. I don't know. Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna be able to get any pre-fishing, Don Trell?
I'm not sure. Actually, might as well just answer that question right now while we're on. You know, the pre-fishing cutoff, basically.
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Then yeah, I'll probably get on the water for a couple hours then.
That's good.
I don't believe him. He's gonna be there for more than a couple hours. Man, y'all trying to throw some. You see this stuff, other guy? They trying to throw some old sideways stuff at us, Ray. Well, nobody's gonna be out there pre-fishing. We're not gonna get there till 10 o'clock Friday night. Come on.
Well, I will not be there till 8 o'clock Friday night. So,
Don Trell, I recognize that background. I recognize that area. Right now.
Yeah, he's the chick right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
It might look a little familiar.
Hey, speaking of North Carolina, before I forget, just to throw you guys a bone, if you were looking at Heron Landing, that thing is closed down for maintenance.
Yeah, you can't
just
use
so you
Heron
don't
Landing.
drive all the way up there and get shut down and lose an hour.
Yep.
is Brickyard?
By
is that
the
still
way, is the lake in play or no?
The lake is not in play. It's just the river.
Okay, so it's from dam all the way to the mouth.
Route 5 bridge, yeah, pretty much.
That's a long way down, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot of river.
Hey, man, but I'll tell you what, man. Honestly, this is a great river, you guys. Man, there's fish. There's big fish in the Chick River. And if you can pattern the Chick River, you can hit the tide right. You can, like Jesse said earlier, man, you can really whack them. But if you miss it, man, it's bite windows. Greg, you know this. Tidal fisheries. It's a bite window, and if you're throwing the right bait in the good area and during that bite window, you'll catch them quick.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I was looking at the YouTube machine, and there's a lot of like guys out there, and they're catching a lot of that 3 to 5 pound range. And then you see some pictures online, and there's 7, 8, 9 pound largemouth on the Chick. It's just like you said, it's where you go and what you're throwing. That's going to kind of dictate what kind of fish you catch. But hey, I just want to say to the Virginia guys, thanks for putting us on a great body of water. It looks like a real fishy kind of place, and hopefully we can turn that favor when you guys come to North Kakalaki.
I mean, we've heard good things, right? Well, none of us have been on McIntosh. We've heard it's going to be on McIntosh. Is that correct?
Oh, McIntosh is nice.
We're going back to Randleman, guys.
Oh, Randleman.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding. We're not going back to Randleman ever.
Did you see my face? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that lake sucks.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal,
we got
man.
2 of the best bass fisheries in the country in Sharon and Jordan, but actually I was talking to one of the guys we fish with, Justin, and he said that the Department of Wildlife rated McIntosh over Jordan and Sharon as far as quality of bass. So, but I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go yet. I haven't talked to Matthew.
Guys, can we talk real quick? We're all friends here, man. We're from Virginia, North Carolina. Can we not talk about how underrated the mid-Atlantic fisheries are? We get disrespected, man.
No, we're not going to talk about that because everybody who's watching, everybody who's going to watch this later on, Virginia and North Carolina have no fish. All of them are small.
Hey, Jigmaster, you're wrong. Randleman has so many fish, dude. You just show up and they jump in your boat.
That's true. That's what I hear.
I
hear.
Every place but Randleman. My bad.
Lake Anna is just like that. Lake Anna is one of the most incredible places. You know what? Kayakers, man, just go at Lake Anna and you will slaughter them.
25-inch smallmouth all day.
All day. Yep. By Dike 3, man. You'll absolutely enjoy yourself.
It's fresh 25s and Mojo rigs.
That's right.
Yeah, Mojo rigs.
Yeah, and don't hey, listen.
Yeah.
You control Alabama rigs with 11 hooks here in Virginia, man. So go after it.
Go after it. Alabama rigs with 11 hooks. That's a 5-ounce rig you throw.
Oh yeah.
5 ounces. That's the one that freaking Tide is out running.
So, Mike, I heard,
Right.
Mike, the top 100 lakes or top, I think the top 100 lakes from Bassmaster just came out. Top 10, Jordan Lake in North Carolina. What do you say?
Really?
It was back. I think this was about 3 or 4 years ago. The fishing was down on there, and with COVID hitting, there was a lot of pressure on Jordan. But they closed it off except for one ramp. I think it was Seaforth was the only ramp that was open up during the entire COVID lockdown. So it didn't get pressured, and the fishing actually rebounded a little bit. But when it's on, and I caught my personal best. I think 9.85 pounds on Jordan. There are some absolute studs on Jordan. If you can get on the right structure and this time of the year, you're gonna put up a big bag, and don't be surprised if it's that 8 to 9 pound fish in kicker fish. I did have the opportunity to fish with a guy named Shane Lineberger. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's a bass elite.
I have definitely heard of him. Mike's going through a bad area.
Mike, you're going through a bad area if you can hear us. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You're sounding like Data 5 right now. Data 5 is alive. Did I just date myself?
Yep.
No, it's not Data. It's Johnny 5. My bad.
Johnny
I don't know if
5.
you guys can hear
Johnny
me now.
5, number 5. Yep. That's
Yeah, but
No, we
can
can't
you guys
hear
hear me okay right now?
yeah, no, we can.
Oh,
Yep.
we got you now. Yeah.
Oh.
And then we lost.
While he's going through the area, okay. Jesse and Ray, you guys are two of your teammates. The other two are Nathan Green and who's the other? I named him Travis. Okay, who do you think is gonna be the X factor of your team, man? Who's got to be that guy?
I don't even want to throw it out there and throw bad luck or shade because everybody, like I'm the only one that hasn't stuck a fish, so I'm kind of on the hind end of who's going to do good, but everybody was finding good fish.
Yeah, I agree with what Jesse's saying, man. I mean, everybody who actually went out there and with rods, which is everybody except for Jesse. Jesse probably this year has this year has had the most time on the chick this year with fishing boat tournaments. But all the other guys, they were sticking good fish, man. So barring any crazy weather coming through, I don't know I'm with Jesse. I don't know who the X factor is going to be. They were all sticking good fish.
Yeah. And
that's the thing with.
I'm actually going to put Jesse on the spot, man. I got Jesse as my X factor, and I really do, man. I think as Jesse goes, the team goes, man. I mean, Nathan is easy pick, but man, I think Jesse's going to be your guy. No offense, Jesse, but that's it. I mean, I got you as the X factor, man. I'm gonna be looking at you.
All right, well, Dontrell, who's the X factor on the lunkers, man? Who's gonna put it together?
I'm not gonna say it's my ego, but I'm gonna go with myself. I'm gonna see if I can.
That's what I wanted to hear.
You gotta be. You gotta be.
Mike likes that pick.
Mike's all about that.
I got any pressure on me now, boys.
Exactly.
You know who's got the hot hand for your team though right now? Justin Fairclough.
Yeah, probably Justin and Matt Dunn. But
Yeah.
Matt Dunn's not fishing this week.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin finished second in the last tournament he was in, and had a decent showing at the team KBBT teams bracket. Had some real good fish there. Just barely lost against the A team, but man, I mean the guy's got a hot hand right now, man. I'd be, I'm gonna be looking at him. I got Justin Fairclough and Jesse Wade looking at these two guys going head to head in this matchup, man, and see what happens, man.
Exactly. I want all of you to sleep on the OG. Sleep on them. On the OG. There's a reason why we call him the OG, man. He taught Chad how to fish, man.
I got you, man. I got you. Well, I mean, okay, Robert and Dontrell, you guys have KFL experience. Let's talk about this, man. We are halfway through the season, man. Let's talk about, what do you guys think, man? When KFL's first season, we're halfway through the season. What's your thoughts?
I think it's great. It's definitely a challenge, and I feel like if you want to really challenge yourself to become a better angler, then this would be it. Because it's kind of a running trend that the home teams are winning their games, so it's really going to challenge you to be able to study a lake that you most likely have never been on, and put a pattern together quickly to be able to put some fish on the board and be in good standing against a team that probably fishes that lake every week. So
right on.
So yeah,
it's definitely a different challenge, and there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a completely different experience, man. I've fished the Hobies, I've fished the KBFs. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination a veteran at this competition or competitive kayak bass fishing. I've only been doing I think this is my third year. But I've had the opportunity to fish Hobie and the opportunity to fish some KBF events. And for me personally, this has been the most fun I've had during tournaments. I can't tell you why, man. I love the format. I love the fact that I have learned so much from these two guys on the screen and then the rest of my teammates this year. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. James Quinn, the Whisperer, dude, that dude's map study game is on a different level. And I've learned so much from him just about map study. Ray is a ridiculous finesse fisherman, and just watch, dude. If you just fish in the same area as Ray, man, you'll learn something. Trust me. You said I have patience with jig. Watch Ray fish. Watch Ray fish a dock, man.
Just let it soak, huh?
The good thing about Ray though is you can be 3/4 of a mile away from him, and when he catches a good one.
I get a little excited.
Yeah. This only gets excited sometimes.
You guys haven't seen much of Michael Hill, but that dude is the professor. That's his nickname we gave him. But that dude is such a technical fisherman. He studies every technical part of it, right? I mean, if you talk the one conversation, I don't remember if you were on that one, Greg, but the one conversation when he was in there, he was talking about stuff, and I was just like, I was on the feed, but I was about to, that's my boy Mike. I'm trying to act like I know what he's talking about, but really on the inside, I was like, I need to do some homework because I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now, Greg. I'm not afraid to admit it, man. I'm learning from my teammates, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about it, man.
And it's great. It's great. And Jesse's what I've learned from Jesse the last 2 days about the Chickahominy, man. I'm just soaking that. I'm just soaking that up because I'm like, I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Man, you're actually looking into that. I'm like, what the hell? All I do is I throw 18 different jigs. That's all I do. On 25-pound monofilament with a extra heavy rod.
Well, if I was to set a line right now, man, I would say it's going to be you guys, Norfolk by 7.5, and if Dontrell doesn't catch a fish by the time we get off the air, it's going to be 9.5.
Ain't no pressure there, bro.
I mean, he's fishing his own pond, for goodness sakes.
Dude, I was sitting here like watching Dontrell, hoping to see a fish catch,
Well, yeah, Norfolk we got by 7.5. Mike, we were talking about the KFL, man. Obviously, first year, different experience, man. You've had the opportunity to fish a couple of these events, man. What's your feedback, man? What do you think about what this season is?
Hey, Mike, before you answer that, let me answer Matt and Elizabeth real quick. Hey, everybody, I was joking about my setup for fishing line and jigs. Because Matt Linsman just asked, "Hey, why do you use mono with jigs?" I was joking, man. I don't actually use mono with jigs.
He doesn't. No, I can tell you straight up.
Go ahead, Mike.
So-
I'm sorry.
Hey, no, you're fine. I'll tell you what. If I had a choice between fishing in just a regular tournament or fishing in a KFL, it'd be KFL all day long. To go out with,
Wow.
3 other teammates, guys that you fish with against or fish against, and then to come together as a team and work towards a common goal. To me, that's a lot more fun. It's a lot more satisfying when what you're doing is you're contributing to making the team better and moving up and fishing in some. The one thing I think is the best is you get to fish waters that you never will ever get a chance to fish if you weren't put in a position like this. Take the Florida Rattlers, and putting us down on Felsmer. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime fishery. Chickahominy, I've never heard of it before in my life, and now you look at it and it's a wonderful fishery, and it looks like a beautiful area to go out and fish. So, and you get to meet people that you never would get to meet. So hands down, I'll tell you what, I would fish KFL over any tournament, and that includes the big ones too.
That's a huge compliment, man.
Yeah, it's a great format. You guys put on a great show, and how you canvass the teams and get their inputs. It's a really good deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about anglers, man. Without the anglers, we don't have a league, right?
I'll tell you what, Mike. Originally, we were going to put you guys on the lake because I'll be 100% honest with you. The lake during summertime is way harder to catch fish than the river, but the lake has giants. But we wanted it to make it, entertaining. We didn't want you guys to come out there and catch 2-3 fish, And
they did that to the Warhawks, man.
Yeah, we did do that to the Warhawks.
They're like,
well, we wouldn't put you on Randleman either. So, wait, we would. Yeah,
right.
It's funny that in this case, usually, if you're a home team, I think all of the teams understand this. If you're a home team, fishing a river is going to give the home team the best advantage when it comes to fishing against somebody who's never been there, because every river doesn't fish the same.
But that's so true. So yeah. I have a question now. Answer this honestly. What team do you think has the greatest home field advantage?
I'll go first. Florida or Texas, one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the northern teams.
Okay.
Just because the fact that colder water, a lot more. There's a lot more bass fishermen from the south than there is.
Ray,
from the
you
north.
thinking more like the Maulers, the Ambassadors, the Bronzebacks? Bronzebacks are PA, Ambassadors are Detroit, Maulers are I want to say Massachusetts. Yeah, they are Massachusetts.
It's getting kind of blurry right now. I
mean,
in and out. What do you say?
I was just wondering, like, when you say northern, what team, what area are you mostly talking about?
Like I would say, like Massachusetts or like PA and stuff like that. I mean, most of us southern guys, we fish nothing but warm water. Those guys up there, they know what they're doing. So
see, I'm gonna have to say straight up, man, just from being there, I think West Virginia has got the greatest home field advantage because there's 3 different rivers that they fish: the Elk, the New, and the Greenbrier. They're all different, and if you're not experienced about river fishing, how to read a river, how to get around rapids, how to fish, around those current breaks, where to go. If you're not experienced on those rivers, you give me 4 guys on a team that has river experience, unlike those West Virginia guys. Those West Virginia boys out there can do some damage on their river, man. I think West Virginia, if they somehow make the playoffs, they're gonna be hard to beat. They're gonna be hard to beat.
Oh no, I tell you, just to rebuttal what you said, they need to do more, excuse me, they need to do more than make the playoffs. They need to get home field advantage.
They do. You're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. And with the way it looks like it unless literally the Motor City Ambassadors completely crap the bed at the end of the year, that's not going to happen.
Them and the Rebels, really,
right?
Both of them have to crap the bed.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's going to be interesting. We're going to show the playoff picture one more time, guys. Let everybody see.
Before you do that, Greg, let's get a Dontrell and the other guy and Mike's response on that question. Who do you think has the biggest advantage? Any of you? Okay.
Yeah, I was on mute. I don't know. I think they were right with Florida, and Texas, mainly Florida. Just from, well, Fellsmere, they said fishes unlike any other lake in Florida.
It does. You got to know those spots.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of lakes in Florida have that vegetation, that grass. But I think they have a better home field advantage.
Being from Florida, I can attest to that.
Yeah,
90% plus have that vegetation. What about you, Mike? What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with Don Trell. I think Florida is. I mean, you look at what that Kasperick guy was doing down there, and then the rest of those guys. They went out and I think their total was over 200 inches. I mean, that's a 20-inch fish average. I mean, and it's not like we didn't have good sticks out there either. We had guys that knew how to fish that kind of water. We just didn't know where to go, and they took Fellsmere, and they were fishing places like I never even thought to fish. So, I would agree with West Virginia river fishing. I river fished in North Dakota when I lived there, and that's a totally different beast. I mean, you gotta understand your kayak, and you got to know your environment and how you're throwing that lure. But same could be said about North Carolina too. But when it boils it down, I think Florida is really, to me, the one place that has the advantage, and they just have so much great water down there too. So
yeah, no kidding. Let's go ahead and show that playoff picture one more time, guys. Let everybody see what's happening here. I mean, you got Motor City Ambassadors again in control, 3-0. Rhode Island Rebels, Massachusetts Maulers, West Virginia Appalachian Anglers, and the Indianapolis Knights, all kind of in it for the North. So again, one hiccup here or there between any of those teams, and the whole playoff picture changes. So I mean, again, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all shakes out. The South, man, again, you get three undefeated teams: Alabama, Lone Star, and Norfolk. They're all looking to go undefeated. If y'all win all this week, man, it's gonna be very tough for anywhere in like the Southeast Texas Rough Riders or Arkansas Hogs to make it kind of run for the playoffs. And it looks like Alabama's got firm control of the home field advantage. But guys, I mean, but any loss between any of those teams, it changes again home field, man. I mean, the purpose of it is to get you to home field. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I only want to talk about. I do want to talk about our matchup, but let's talk about the big matchup that's coming up. In 2 weeks? Louisiana and the Bandits. That's going to have major implications.
Huge implications. Huge.
The Bandits are 2-0, I think, or was it 3-0? 2-0. Louisiana's, I think, I want to say was 1-2. Oh, they're 3-0. Okay, yep. Louisiana's 1-2. Louisiana gets that win.
0-2.
Are they 0-2?
Yeah, they're 0-2.
You just showed it, and I messed it up. Okay. Well, they get that win, and they might be able to put themselves right back in contention to get a wild card.
Yeah,
spot.
Absolutely. Again, anything can happen. Any team right now, I mean, is going to feel this pressure, and the fish have to do the talking, and they just have to. They have to show up, man. One last thing, we're going to get out of here, but guys, did y'all see what's going on down at ICAST?
Yeah, are you talking about that stupid bona fide pedal kayak?
Hey man. Hey, listen, Mr. Wimmer. You just signed your debt warrant in this matchup.
I can say clearly,
Jigmaster, I own a 107, so I'm like, really? And I hit Chad Hoover up, and I'm like, come on, man. And he's like,
P127. I will tell you though, that was greater than the Hobie Red 360 with teeth.
Yeah, I would agree. If they're handing them out for free, I take any one of them. So,
but they're probably not. I think I heard the MSRP on that Hobie 360 was $6,500. The Ike edition.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously more than the normal 360.
Yeah. But hey, Hobie realizes I only have 2 kidneys, right? I can only sell one.
I mean, I have to tell you, man. I mean, that was pretty disappointing. I have to tell you, man. I mean, I thought that was a pretty disappointing announcement, man. It is what it is. But we need to innovate. We need to, first of all, make better quality product. You know what I mean? Before we start innovating, let's work on what we have, making sure that's stable, and then let's throw out some good innovations, man. You know what I mean? Oh, Todd says it's $52.99. My apologies.
There was 2 big releases that got me smiling.
What was that?
Cashin's got a new kayak rod coming out, kayak series.
Really?
And Jackal's bringing the Bling 55 back.
Wow.
I can quit skulking around bass fishing marketplace on Facebook trying to find some guy that's got them in his basement.
Gotcha, man. Cashins with the kayak rod series. That's pretty neat, man.
You see anything, Ray, that had you excited, or you ain't even paid attention to it yet?
No, I mean, I looked at it. I got everything in my garage, man. Going to any of those tackle shops.
Did you see guys, Lose is matching crankbait rods with the DT10s, the 5s, the 6s, and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, they got one specifically for each DT.
That is pretty sweet.
It was the XDs, Strike Kings.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah. XDs. Yeah, the XD10 has an actual crankbait rod for that. That's pretty neat, man. That's solid. I do like that. But I mean, does it really make that much of a difference though? Like if you throw an XD7 and then do you really need an XD7 rod to throw an XD7 and then you have XD10? You know, is it really going to make that much of a difference?
You want my response to that, or is that?
No, I'm serious. I'm asking. Yeah.
I mean, my personal opinion is it doesn't, but
I agree. It's just a marketing thing.
It depends. Going up one, like if you're going from a 5 to a 6XD, no. But if you're going from a 6XD to a 10XD, you want way more backbone to be able to pull that giant plug from depth and get the hooks in.
I think what he's talking about is
that's a great 4 to 5 foot lure there, guys. Great 4 to 5 foot lure.
I think what he's saying is like
it'll be good for the
if I throw a DT6 on my normal medium crankbait rod, does it make it better if I get the DT6 rod versus just throwing on my regular medium rod that I use for crank? Well, not medium rod, but my medium cranking rod.
But no, really think we were talking about this earlier. Neither one of us are sponsored by Lose, so no, it doesn't make a difference right now.
No, it doesn't. I one thing I did see though is I thought was pretty. You ever heard of the Jabberjaw? Did you see that with Wheeler's bait? The metal lipped Jabberjaw.
Greg, please tell me you're not just now hearing about the Jabberjaw.
Yeah, they've been out for a while.
The new ones that just came out. The one that just came out in iCast.
Oh, there's a new one that just came out?
Yeah. He's got a whole different series of Jabberjaws. It's sweet, dude. You got to take a look at it. He just debuted it in iCast.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out because
the
Jabberjaw has been out for a minute, and
no, of course they have. Of course they have. But they kind of, you know what it looks like? It looks like a jackhammer blade.
I feel like we're talking about the same thing. Does he make a deeper diving Jabberjaw now or something? Because
exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay.
This one goes 7 to 9 feet now.
Oh, okay. Because I got like 5 or 6 Jabberjaws, but they only dive like 4
like
feet.
a foot or two, right?
Yeah.
This is like a 7 to 9 foot Jabberjaw, and the way the metal shakes against the bait, it's kind of like a jackhammer. It just drives them crazy. It's pretty sweet, man. I'm gonna get one of those.
I might have to look that up. I was excited about
the gents. I gotta bust out of here, but I just wanted to.
Mike, thanks for coming on, bro. We appreciate it, man.
Mike, what were you trying to say?
Hey, yeah, you're welcome, guys. And hey, I was just going to say, hey, I just want to say thank you guys once again for hosting this show, for keeping KFL real and making it an awesome event. Ray, I think I actually bought my kayak from you.
I was about to say that.
Did you sell a? Yeah, man. I bought my Bonafide from Ray.
Was it the 107
up there near the border? So,
yep.
Dude, how filthy would that be if you come up to the chick in race kayak and beat him on his kayak?
I won in a raffle.
It's probably gonna have some more scupper holes in it. So
you're right about that.
Yeah, that's an awesome yak he sold me, man. So and on a great deal. But hey, guys, I just want to say thanks again and look forward to seeing you guys Saturday morning.
Yeah, absolutely, bud. Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the coverage. Thanks, Mike, for coming on, bud.
Take it easy.
We do have, by the way, some trade announcements or some basically some roster moves that happened during this week. And Friday is the last day of moves. And Norfolk Privateers just made a move. You want to talk about that?
I guess. I'll talk about it. Norfolk Privateers just acquired a really good stick in free agency. he doesn't know yet. So I guess if he's watching, he's going to find out. We decided to go with him. We just picked up Jacob Novak, man, to join the privateers team. Jake is a well-known stick. He fishes a bunch of KBF. He fishes a bunch of Hobies, man. And I think in the brand new trail that's here in Virginia, the KAV trail, he's actually sitting second in AOI right now. And we're happy for him, man. He brings more river experience to the team, more smallmouth experience to the team, which I hate to say we're kind of lacking, but he brings that experience to the team, and we're happy to have him, man. And,
Yeah, Friday's the drop dead date. A lot of people are making roster moves. So this Friday is the drop dead date. We've got Bay State Attack is adding Bob Pierce and Bruce Levy to their team. And they've released Dom Eno and Kevin Amaral. So anyway, those are the moves that are happening this week, man. And I believe there's 1 or 2 different moves that's going to be coming up here very, very soon. But yeah, it's really, really cool. But those are your moves so far.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I got to get out of here.
Me too. We're getting out of here.
Okay.
Yep, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. That was a solid hour of coverage of the KFL. Looking forward to your matchup this week. Just you guys on Pride Network, man. By yourself.
Oh, it is going to be on Pride. I wasn't sure if it was
going to be on Pride. 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, everybody in the who's watching, man, give me a thumbs up if you want me to broadcast that, right? Because I'm on the fence right now if I'm going to broadcast it, or if I'm going to go fish a local trail. But if everybody wants me to broadcast it, man, I'll broadcast
it. So. Can they pick your outfit too?
Yes, you can definitely pick my outfit and my hat.
For sure. Well, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We enjoyed it, man. KFL Tonight. Let's look forward to this matchup coming up. Norfolk Privateer, 7.5 point favorites going into this weekend. Guys, take care. We will see you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Ray, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys, for coming on.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.